warm welcome to Nationwide on the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Nigerian former leader and a social interventionist, General Yakubu Gowon, has paid tribute to a strong ally and the 39th American president, Jimmy Kennedy Carter, who passed away on the 29th of December 2024 at the age of 100. The former head of state dwelt on a series of the late president's interventions, especially in the area of health, where he conquered guinea worm in Nigeria and parts of the world. Abubakar Akwanga reports.
General Yakubu Jack Gowon last made headlines on his 90th birthday following his remarkable achievements as one of Nigeria and by extension African former leader. Now the mood has changed because it is time for back and recall of events with nostalgia as his personal friend and the 39th American president, Jimmy Carter, bid farewell to the world by 10 years older than Gowon. Now it is time to run down on some of his thoughtful gestures, especially in fighting guinea worm, which was popular in addition to river blindness, lymphatic filariasis, trachoma, among other social interventions.
About 3.5 million cases of guinea worm cases, and 17 of these countries, are in Africa. And Nigeria was then the most endemic of all the countries, in the world. And Nigeria had, I think, there was about 650,000 cases in Nigeria.
The general said states of Southeast, South-South and North-Central zones were major beneficiaries, which earned the country an award for guinea worm eradication with support of the Yakubu Gowon Center. The former Army General and Head of State appealed to former leaders on the African continent to continue to engage in humanitarian services as exemplified by late Jimmy Carter, after which he carried out the traditional signing of condolence register in honor of he who will be remembered for touching many lives in the world at the Gowon Center. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
The Defense Headquarters says several ISWAP and Boko Haram terrorists have been eliminated by troops deployed in Sabongeri village of Damboa local government area of Borno State in Comot. A statement by the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, reveals that the terrorists attempted to stage an attack on troops to retaliate the recent killing of their commander and combatants. The terrorists were ambushed by troops on patrol while returning to base, foiling their planned attack. Similarly, the air component of Operation Hadenke conducted air interdiction on the fleeing terrorists with battle damage assessment, revealing several terrorists were killed and weapons recovered. Akwa Ibom State's Governor Umoeno has frowned at the rate of vandalism of critical infrastructure in the state and asked security agencies to bring all perpetrators to book. This was when the governor received the new commissioner of police in the state, Baba Ahmed Azare, during a visit to his office. Kevin Samuel reports.
The new commissioner of police and his team are in the government house on a courtesy call on the governor to set the tone for his services and the state. CP Azare assures the government and people of Akwa Ibom State of his readiness to sustain the existing security and peace in the state through collaborations with sister security agencies.
I'm delighted to inform His Excellency that on assumption of office, in collaboration with other security agencies, especially the DSS.
The governor, while congratulating the new CP, says his knowledge of the security architecture of the state will be an added advantage in combating crimes. He assures that the state government is always ready and willing to provide the needed support that will help make the state safer.
People living together, married,
they have children, grandchildren, and just to wake up all of a sudden and start killing themselves is becoming a real problem. And for me, you have valued these things, so you know. The one you know, this decade is really of concern.
Until his appointment as the commissioner, the CP served as the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations in the Akwa Ibom State Police Command. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Nigeria's correctional system is set to receive a boost, with the Acting Controller General of Corrections pledging to provide the best facilities for inmates. This commitment came during an inspection visit to Kuje and Suleja medium security custodial centers. Shehu Muhammad Dati reports.
The Controller General of Corrections recently visited the Kuje and Suleja Custodial Center to assess water renovation. The two centers have been equipped with state-of-the-art gadgets to enhance security and efficiency. At the Kuje Custodial Center, renovations went beyond infrastructure, with the center now boasting 24-hour CCTV camera surveillance to prevent security breaches. Addressing officers and men of the Custodial Center, the Acting Comptroller General emphasized the importance of discipline, dedication to duty, and loyalty.
It's so humanely built, and the medical facility there is top-notch. Almost all facets, the educational sector where we collaborate effectively with National Open University is also a very high scale.
Notably, an inmate at the Kuje Custodial Center, Chiando Hajj, has achieved remarkable success despite being incarcerated. Hajj has earned a master's degree and written 5 books demonstrating the potential for rehabilitation and personal growth within the correctional system. The Suleja Custodial Center, which was affected by flooding last year, is currently undergoing renovation ahead of its relocation to a new building.
We've been able to recapture some, but not all. You know how it is. We still don't have feedback from the society and the communities where these inmates belong to. But our efforts are ongoing to make sure that every inmate that is escaped is recaptured back.
This official tour marks the Acting Controller General's first visit to the custodial centers since his appointment by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in December last year. In Abuja, Shehu Muhammad Dati, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu congratulates Frank Abiodun Ike Imokede, OON, on his 90th birthday, describing him as a national treasure whose contributions have shaped and enriched Nigeria's cultural and literary landscape. Born on January 8, 1935 in Osun State, Ike Imokede's illustrious career spans journalism, literature, and public service, including his pioneering work as the first Nigerian university graduate to join the Daily Express, where his storytelling style set a standard for journalistic excellence. President Tinubu says his life is a pointer to how dedication and service to one's nation can transform narratives and lives. As Nigeria's first cultural officer and later director of the National Council for Arts and Culture, he organized Festac 77, one of the most iconic cultural events in Africa's history. President Tinubu therefore urges younger generations to draw inspiration from his legacy of innovation and patriotism. Plateau State government says the ongoing solar power installation and rehabilitation of water treatment plants across the state by the Municipal Water Supply and Sanitation Agency aims at providing clean water to citizens. The State Commissioner for Water Resources and Energy, Lawandi Dati, stated this during an assessment visit to some water projects in the states. Bilkisu Nuhu has details.
Plateau State Municipal Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, PLAMWASA, is on an extensive assessment of solar-powered water supply system and rehabilitation of water treatment plants in some communities of Bokos and Jos South local government areas. The project, in conjunction with the World Bank, was awarded in September 2024 to bring relief to the beneficiaries after several years of hardship. Officials of the agency, in company of the Commissioner, Ministry of Water Resources and Energy, Lawandi Datti, and other sister agencies, expressed confidence that the work will be completed in good time. They encouraged the contractors to execute the project in line with contractual agreements. In Jos, Bilkisu Nuhu, NTA News.
We now have Ndeyang Adiabagyang standing by in Jos to tell us more about the state government's intervention in the provision of water supply. Hello, Ndeyang. Can you tell us, the source of water supply, to the communities before this intervention?
Thank you, Ifoma. Actually, before the intervention, the communities relied heavily on streams and wells that were not so hygienic, which resulted in high level of water-related diseases in these communities. The situation led to the intervention in 5 local government areas of Jos South, Bokos, Mangu, Lantan North, and Wase. These local government areas were chosen mainly from the assessment of the level of impact of the water corporation services there, the state and years of the water facilities, incidences of water-related diseases, and readiness of the local government to donate voluntary land, secure the facilities, and provide funds for operations and maintenance. This is for sustainability of the project. And I tell you, so far, solar-powered boreholes are being reticulated in 13 communities in the 5 local government areas, amounting to 110,000 households benefiting from the project. Behind me, there is a truckload of a truck loaded with more facilities to be moved to the various communities where these projects are ongoing.
Okay, tell us, with the intervention, what is the reaction of the benefiting communities?
Without mincing words, the people are quite elated because the intervention will reduce the man-hour lost looking for potable water. It will address the challenges of waterborne diseases in these communities, and they are also urging the project implementers to hasten work towards early completion. And the implementation period for the project is it will end in 2027. But before then, it's expected that the 17 local government areas of the state would have benefited from the project, and that will result to improve water supply. And when the water supply is improved, we will have improved sanitation and hygiene for healthy living in not just the state, but the country. Ifoma, back to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Ndeyang. That will be all for now. And from Jos, we head over to our Lagos Network Center for more reports on Nationwide with Adiola as our guide. Hello, Adiola.
So much, Ifoma. Nigeria's quest for speedy economic recovery and national development can be achieved with a renewed commitment from the citizens to National Values Charter, which is an outline of 7 reciprocal commitments between the government and the governed. Joakwukwole reports that stakeholders are advocating for more public enlightenment for Nigerians to imbibe these national values.
Reawakening Nigeria's value system is one of the core priorities of the present administration, and the new national anthem speaks of this paradigm shift. The National Value Charter, which is all-encompassing in the Nigerian promise, seeks to promote equality, inclusivity, meritocracy, and other cogent values, while the citizens' codes entails patriotism, discipline, tolerance, leadership, environmental awareness, which are germane to the nation's development.
Nigeria itself, we can't on our own help ourselves. We are the government ourselves, and we can also change. The change begins with me and begin with the next person. If we are sitting down expecting the government to do everything, I think it wouldn't work.
We keep blaming our government. Even we have our own. So until we change our mindset, blaming our government is not the issue. We have, as individuals, we need to also work on our mindset to do things the right way.
The National Value Charter, experts say, is instrumental to attainment of the nation's developmental aspirations.
An important thing is also to define who we are. When we define who we are, wherever we go, any Nigerian that acts contrary to that, we make him uncomfortable. So we have to let the rest of the world know that those who act negatively, they do not represent our identity.
Experts believe the National Values Charter will encourage symbiotic relationship between the government and the citizens. The National Orientation Agency and other relevant agencies of government are by this charter expected to continue to put these values on the front burner for Nigerians to key into it. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
Tourism is not just the physical movement of people, but a significant economic exchange between nations which drives growth in many sectors. How then can tourism be fully harnessed to improve economic growth of a nation? Diana Ajali will tell us.
From the beautiful cities, rich and diverse cultural heritage, to unique tourism sites across the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, depicting how blessed the country is. Experts say, if properly harnessed, the tourism sector will be a major contributor to economic growth and development.
If we understand each other's culture, I think we have more mutual respect for each other. So I think that's one thing, and our culture is something we can explore, we can exploit, to our overall advantage.
And we need to learn how to tell the stories. Anything can have a story. For instance, on your street now, there may be the house on your street or the biggest tree on your street. When you weave a story around it, then people will be interested in coming to find out, let me see that tree that she's talking about.
Why tourism remains a vital tool in bridging gaps and building lasting connections among states and neighboring countries. Experts say valuing and preserving Nigeria's rich and diverse cultures, as well as natural heritage, are key to reducing tensions and nurturing peaceful coexistence.
So the Nigerian story is being told and will be told even better tomorrow.
These respondents believe beyond economic interdependency, tourism plays a crucial role in promoting international understanding, cultural exchange, and global peace. Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And those are the reports from Lagos. We will link you up with Sokoto Network Center for more on Nationwide when we return from this break.
Still with us on NTA and welcome to Sokoto. Recently, Nigeria's onion industry grapples with an unprecedented crisis, with farmers incurring massive losses running into billions of naira due to planting of adulterated seeds smuggled into the country by some fraudulent individuals. In a tale of tattered dreams, farmers and stakeholders in the onion value chain are, instead of anticipated bumper harvest, reeling from financial ruins and threatened livelihood, demanding urgent action from government to save the onion subsector from imminent collapse. Abdullahi Umar Ilelu has more.
Nigeria, the second largest producer of onions in Africa, has Sokoto State as largest producer of the commodity. However, during the last dry season production, unsuspecting farmers made their fate when they purchased and planted adulterated seeds. This has left them feeling desperate and helpless as the development threatens the onion industry that has been contributing 20% of the nation's gross domestic product. NTA News visited some farmers in their farms and found the situation worrisome. The farmers face the daunting task of rebuilding their farms, restoring their livelihoods, and counting losses worth billions of naira. At the popular Kara market in Sokoto metropolis, affected onion farmers wore long faces as they rushed to sell their poor yields at a loss. They urgently appealed for government's intervention.
Ga irin aikin da mun kai bana da ni da yarana da Allah da ikon sa yasa ba a samu matsala ba wuri iri to duk abin da zai kai miliyan 10 ko sama ga haka ina sa ran in samu insha Allah cikin ina karamin manomi. Kira na ga gwamnati ta tallafa ma manoman albasa.
Experts warn that the crisis extends beyond Sokoto State, as onions from the region are highly sought after across Nigeria and West Africa. The price of onions has skyrocketed, with a bag selling for between 170,000 naira and 220,000 naira, depending on its quality.
Sokoto Kebbi, this is the hub of onion in the whole country. And if you find this problem of adulteration of seeds in this area, it means it is affecting all the other states.
We are calling on the government to come and service the situation in this subsector so that more revenue, there will be growth in GDP, there will be job opportunity for our teeming unemployed youths.
The impending scarcity of onions is expected to have far-reaching consequences, affecting not only the local economy, but also the food supply chain across Nigeria and other West African countries. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
In a bid to empower youths and women, the labor-intensive public Workfare program is engaging no fewer than 6,000 beneficiaries for a period of 1 year in various works projects in Zamfara State. To prepare them for the task ahead, an orientation course has been organized for the prospective beneficiaries. Haliru Muhammad Umar has details.
The labor-intensive public workfare program is one of the components of the NGK's initiatives that is designed to support low-income households and promote economic growth through temporary employment opportunities for unskilled youth and women between 18 and 45 years. In Zamfara, 6,000 participants drawn from the 14 local government areas of the state are to be engaged in various public works for a period of 12 months.
Each of the selected beneficiaries is going to be engaged in LPW activities like beautification of the environment, clearing of drainages and flood control structures, cleaning of public areas, garbage and refuse collection, waste disposal, reforestation before they receive stipends of 20,000 naira per month.
State coordinator for the NGKs, Mukhtar Ibrahim Rondorua, advised the participants to engage in productive ventures and always follow the right channels of communication in addressing their concerns. Ahead of commencement of the public works, the prospective participants received orientation on various aspects, including their rights and responsibilities, financial literacy, saving schemes, formation of cooperatives, skills acquisition and entrepreneurship, as well as vocational literacy, among others. The facilitators emphasized the need for the participants to imbibe saving culture for economic sustainability. It is expected that the orientation exercise has broadened the knowledge and skills of the beneficiaries to work towards achieving the objective of the program. In Gusau, Halir Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
And those are the news updates from Sokoto for now. Nationwide continues with Ifoma in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Sadia. The Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center has intensified its operations against cybercrime, apprehending several suspects involved in identity thefts, business email compromise, and money laundering. Francis Form reports that the arrest highlights the growing threats of cybercrime and the innovative efforts of the police to combat it.
This is the second parade of suspects by the Nigeria Police Force. Among the suspects being paraded at the National Cybercrime Center is a suspected hacker who allegedly hacked the WhatsApp of 2 ministers and 3 senators.
Despite receiving all payments in naira, he takes his cut of the proceeds before transferring the rest to his clients.
Also, another suspect who specializes in hacking business emails to defraud companies and launder money internationally has been apprehended. Investigations by the center revealed that thousands of compromised email credentials were recovered from the suspect Skype account, which the syndicate used to coordinate its operations.
So he is, the one that is actually responsible for most of this WhatsApp hack.
And every offense committed leaves a trace in forensic investigation. And that is what we do in the police now. We go scientific to get you. No torture, no harassment, nothing. You can see all these all these officers on suit.
And these three suspects were also arrested for unlawfully hacking a WhatsApp account to defraud their victims of 24 million naira. The suspects confessed to their roles in the crime, which involved impersonating the victim's business associate to solicit funds under false pretenses. Director of the Cybercrime Center assures that investigations are ongoing to recover the stolen funds. Francis from NTA News.
Experts have called for better cooperation between the legislature and executive arms of government, while emphasizing the executives wielding the stick against any erring ministry, departments and agencies, or compel them to act or respond when they need be. This was a focus of discussions on Good Morning Nigeria while reviewing the legislature in the outgone year. Oyeyemi Ajayi has details.
Activities after a holiday. The Nigerian legislative arm of government has been highly commended for activities in 2024, especially with series of bills passed towards the growth of the economy. Though rising security concerns dominate legislative discussions in 2024, aside petroleum industry challenges which are said to threaten economic stability, the guest called for thorough scrutiny of bills presented to the National Assembly in order to prevent being perceived as a rubber stamp.
It's the choices in the emergence of the President of the Senate, the Deputy President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the Deputy Speaker. Only just follow the pattern. This time around, though, we would say that there was 100% achievement of the plot to achieve what they wanted as a political party and as a political establishment.
But we've been able to pass budgets and we've been able to do our oversight functions. And we have been able to see that the issues that we met on ground, for instance, the insecurity, which was quite very serious in the country, we've been able to at least address it in such a way that I would say is under control.
The guest also revealed that closed-door meetings during oversights are not to hide transparency, but further expose it.
The legislative agenda of the House of Representatives clearly spells all of this out. And we'll continue to listen to Nigerians to know what our people need. But the thing on the front burner right now is to add how to end hunger. This food inflation is the basic thing on the front burner. And every other thing that will make that happen in terms of security, infrastructure and all that will be looked into.
While extolling proper checks and balances amongst members of the National Assembly, they called for more women representation in the chambers. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
And as the new year 2025 begins to take shape, residents of Osun State are voicing their expectations and priorities for the state's government in 2025, from education to healthcare, infrastructure and economic development. People are setting the agenda for the administration to tackle the pressing issues. Kayode Oladosun reports.
As the clock ticks in the new year, Nigerians are hoping that 2025 will bring respite from every sector of the economy.
If you go abroad, you will see that all roads are tarred, even into the village. So there's no area that should be left behind. Only there's not enough money to do all this. But I advise, especially in the rural area, where our food is coming from.
We should put more effort on employment for youth. Because if the youth were employed, there will not be what they call crisis.
In Osun State, the expectations from the state government are as diverse as the state's population. Despite various ongoing infrastructural development projects, residents are calling on the state government to decentralize its focus on infrastructural development beyond major towns.
It needs to put more effort because it has been doing very good. to all other infrastructures. He has been doing very good. So we want him to put more effort in order to raise his ability up.
The people are hoping for better year and more commitment in agriculture as encouraged by the federal government. In Osogbo, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
We now join Femi Afariogun live from Osogbo to shed more light on the expectations of residents from government in 2025. Hello, Femi, you are on.
Ifeoma, 2025 seems to be a year where the citizens of Osun State have high hopes for the government this year. From our interactions with residents, their expectations are clear. They want tangible improvement in key sectors such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and economic empowerment. For instance, farmers that I spoke with yesterday are asking for better access rule to subsidize their food production in the state, while market traders are also calling for urgent repair of access road to improve their businesses. Our students are yearning for more scholarships and more teachers to be recruited.
Okay, Femi, are residents, seeing these expectations?
All these and many more are in other sectors are the agitations for a better economy in the year 2025. These priorities reflect the diverse challenges the residents face daily. However, Governor Ademola Adeleke last week signed the 427 billion Naira 2025 appropriation bill into law. In his New Year message to the people, he promised to address these concerns through the budget. One thing is, he is assuring the people that he will not only be a listening governor, but he will be a responsive one and a compassionate governor that will carry the people along and make sure he embarks on various programs that will improve the lives of the people.
Thank you very much, Femi. That will be all. Thank you for that update. Now, the People's Democratic Party has affirmed Sunday Okoye, our former national youth leader, as the party's national secretary in compliance with a Court of Appeal order. The position of the party was made public by the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, at a media briefing in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
First briefing in year 2025 by the leadership of the PDP, even as the party is yet to open office from the Yuletide holiday, pointing to the importance of the matter at stake. PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba submitted that the party is in receipt of a Court of Appeal ruling affirming Sunday Okoye as the National Secretary, and as a law-abiding party, NWC intends to carry out the decision of the court.
We will obey the order of court. We will follow the processes and ensure full compliance to the pronouncement of the Court of Appeal, because that is the position as of today.
Okoye replaces Senator Samuel Anyanwu as National Secretary. The Southeast PDP had at a meeting in Enugu in 2023 nominated the former national youth leader as a replacement for Anyanwu following the latter's nomination as the party's candidate in the 2023 Imo State governorship election. Reacting to another development, the national leadership of the People's Democratic Party has condemned the physical assault on a journalist, Mr. Ndubuisi Oji, who covers the party for the Sun newspapers. He was this Monday allegedly assaulted by one Emmanuel Okoronkwo, identified as an aide to the party's ousted National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu. The aide claimed to be acting on a directive given by Anyanwu to prevent journalists from accessing the party secretariat. The PDP national spokesperson, Debo Ologunagba, disowned Okoronkwo, saying that he acted on his own, while the matter is being investigated for further disciplinary action. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
We now head over to our Ibadan Network Center for more updates on Nationwide with Kemi as our guide. Hello, Kemi.
And welcome to Ibadan. Osun State Government has reaffirmed its commitment to place more priorities on welfare of the families of Nigeria's fallen heroes who paid the supreme price for their fatherland. Governor Ademola Adeleke revealed this while launching the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day emblem in Osogbo. Custodial reports.
Launching the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance emblem with the sum of 7.5 million naira, Governor Ademola Adeleke, represented by his deputy Kola Adewusi, says the program symbolizes the depth of national gratitude to service personnel. He called for a holistic approach to take care of the family of the fallen heroes.
Those who lay down their lives for us to preserve ours deserve lasting attention from all levels of state structures and institutions. I therefore urge both private and public sector bodies to donate generously to the appeal fund.
This year, I'm appealing to all in suffering not to stay or watch the government donate on the occasion only, but to participate in this cause by donating generously to the appeal fund.
Part of the activities for the Armed Forces Remembrance Day is prayers at church and mosque, while the grand finale and line of wreaths comes up on the 15th of this month. In Osogbo, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
The Oyo State High Court has adjourned for hearing the bail application by counsel to the defendants in the Ibadan Stampede till January 13, 2025. Kehinde Omolosho completes the report.
The Ibadan Stampede, involving an ex-wife of Oni of Ife, Naomi Shilekunwola, Oriyomi Amzat, and the school principal, Abdullahi Fasasi, borders on the tragic loss of 35 lives during a fun fair held at Islamic High School, Bashorun, Ibadan. The defense team, while presenting the bail application before the presiding judge, Justice Kamarudin Olawoyin, urged the court to grant bail to the defendants as they are committed to cooperating with the investigations.
By law, that they ought not to be arraigned by a holding charge, that ordinarily they should have followed the provision of the law, which is section 292 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law. That is, they should not detain or remand them in custody based on a holding charge.
There is nothing in the enabling statute, that is the magistrate court law for your state and the Constitution of Nigeria, that confer jurisdiction on a magistrate to countenance an offense which is alleged to have been committed.
However, the Oyo State legal team, led by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Abiodun Aikomo, opposed the bail application, citing the gravity of the charges and need to ensure justice for the victims and their families.
Applicants filed their summons for bail before the court, and we opposed all the three applications. So arguments were taken. You can see, we're just coming out of the court.
The presiding judge, Justice Kamarudin Olawoyin, ruling on the bail application, acknowledged the high stakes of the case and public interest it has generated. It thereafter adjourned ruling on the bail application till January 13. Kehinde Omolosho, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. It's back to you, Ifoma.
50 indigent youths in Kogi State, comprising male and female, have departed Lokoja, the state capital, for Abeokuta, Ogun State, to acquire training in agro-business initiatives. Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Timothy Ojoma, during their departure, asked beneficiaries to be diligent in acquiring the knowledge that will develop their initiatives in agricultural business. Ajibola Christopher's report is here presented.
The youths, numbering 50, are selected from the 3 senatorial districts of Kogi State on smart agriculture to be trained in Abeokuta on practical skills in hydroponic farming, business management planning, finance and marketing, as well as to expose them to network opportunities with industrial experts and potential investors.
We are looking at a situation where this youth will come back well equipped, well informed about smart agriculture. good agricultural practices so that they will come and equally train others and equally go into this business of agriculture fully.
They will come back with a lot of experience. They will come back with a lot of zeal to participate in agri-business.
This is all about empowering women in agriculture. Governor, in his magnanimity, has decided that he's going to train women all across the local government areas of Kogi State, the 21 local government areas, 2 for our local government, and then afterwards, invest in them.
Thank you to you, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, for creating an avenue for the youths and women to go out there to learn. And by the special grace of God, we are going to make Kogi State proud. Amen.
The training is expected to end in 3 months' time.
Kano State's government has promised to enhance the services and welfare of 2025 Hajj pilgrims, ensuring a more seamless pilgrimage experience. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf made this commitment during the official flag-off ceremony for the refund of incomplete services to 2023 pilgrims in Saudi Arabia. Abdullahi Mustafa has the report.
Aisha Balarabi is among the 6,145 Kano pilgrims who undertook the 2023 Hajj pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. She and her fellow pilgrims are set to receive a refund of 61,000 naira each, compensating them for incomplete services during their stay in Mina. Lamine Rabiu, the Director General of the Kano State Pilgrims Welfare Board, informed Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf that the sum of 375 million naira had been allocated by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria for the refund, which will be disbursed to the affected pilgrims. He assured that comprehensive arrangements have been put in place to ensure the smooth and efficient processing of the payments. Governor Yusuf praised the Pilgrims Welfare Board for successful management of the Hajj operation, expressing his commitment to enhancing the welfare of pilgrims in the 2025 Hajj. He also took the opportunity to flag off the distribution of the refunds to the pilgrims. The beneficiaries of the refund expressed their gratitude, commending the transparency of the process and thanking Governor Yusuf for his support during their time in the Holy Land. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
The appointment of Eric Chell as Super Eagles head coach has continued to elicit concerns among sports lovers. Austin Edemodu has details and other stories from the sports desk. And that's it on Nationwide for today. We thank you for watching. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Bye for now.